I say, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? I am your host, Lacey G. Souldier Turner. And today I got a very, very special guest with me. Man, she is a show creator, executive producer, and writer who is bringing the talents to Netflix as the executive producer and writer of Sheet of People. Like I said, she's an accomplished writer, producer, a humorist. Her sharp wit and unique storytelling have made her stand out just in television, period. You know, her past projects include series like The Game, that was on BT. Everybody know The Game, Run the World, that was on Stars, and Samantha Who on ABC. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she's doing a lot of great, wonderful, amazing things. So without further ado, I want to welcome to the platform the wonderful, amazing, talented Naya Palmer. Welcome to the
Thank you for having me. I want to carry you around in my pocket. You're like a one-man hype squad. Who am I again? Get my day started. Go ahead, Lacey.
Salute,
Keep it up.
Salute. So I want to let the people get to know a little bit about you. So can you let the people know where were you born and raised, and how was your upbringing as a child and shaped you the way that you are today?
Okay. I am from Pennsylvania, about 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia. I was born to a single mother, an only child. My grandparents were very devoted. So I didn't miss a beat. Single mother where? I didn't miss nothing. I'm also fortunate enough to be an only grandchild. So, I was a big priority. Like, what's wrong with the baby? So that's where I'm from. That's how I was, I was adored. I was supported. It was just lots of big love around, and I appreciate that. I really do.
So you had a great bundle of love, just love around you.
Oh my God, yeah. It was a good time. And I realize now my childhood in hindsight was rather idyllic. I complained a lot. My childhood friends were like, yeah, girl, you had it all, but you stayed complaining. Like 10 complaining. And why don't I have this? And I want to go to space camp. Why can't we make that happen? Yeah. But I did all the things: Girl Scouts, sleepovers, camping, playing in creeks, lots of arts and crafts, trying to ride my bike like as far as I could go without anybody knowing, without any parental supervision, just all the things. I was a big bookworm. I come from a lot of readers. Everybody was always reading, so that was normal to me. A treat was going to the bookstore. Maybe like twice a month, I got to go to the bookstore and get what I wanted. So I hung out at the library. I knew a lot of characters. My grandparents always had their people over. When you're an only child, not that I didn't have friends, but you're really, for some reason, you're just around adults a lot and you're listening to their business. You're like, I'm sorry, Miss Ethel. I'm sorry that happened to you. Well, where's your grandson now? I loved it. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, that's a great thing. So let me ask you this: what made you want to get into this industry of the film world?
I'm gonna be honest. There's a multitude of reasons I wanted to get into the business, but the earliest recollection I have, I told you I was a big reader.
Yeah.
And I would read adult books sometimes just to spice it up a bit. I had to be about 11, and I came across a Jackie Collins novel, like my grandmother's Jackie, like some paperback. Okay. And it was like, I don't know, it was maybe like set in Hollywood. It was called Lady Boss. It was about this gangster's adult daughter who was running Hollywood. And it was like so chaotic and messy and glamorous. And I was like, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to Hollywood. I'm going to be all up in that. That's just what I'm going to do. And I did. Seemed like so much fun to me.
I love that. He said, I'm going to be there in Hollywood.
Yep. That's what I'm going to do. told everybody, and it worked.
So you manifestation up in this.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
So I saw that you are a graduate of the ABC Disney Fellowship and
Yes,
Warner Brothers Writing Program. Can you tell me
yes.
about that experience and how did that make you feel?
It was really like writer's boot camp. It's like it just helped prepare me to take I started taking myself a little bit more seriously.
Mhm.
Um, I learned how to take a note without having a nervous breakdown. I think that's really critical. You're
Yeah.
like, what do you mean it doesn't work? Yes, it does. We're just not bright. But they were right. Sometimes it didn't work. And so learning how to, this is really a business, as shiny as it is, and there's a way you're expected to behave. And so, and it helped. It was very beneficial. I'm very grateful
Mm,
for that program. And by the time I got in the writer's room, I felt like I belonged there.
okay.
So I loved
Writers
it.
boot. I like that writers boot camp.
They didn't bill it as such, but that's what it felt like to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I can imagine that. So let's talk about the big thing. You are on Netflix as the executive
Okay,
producer and writer of She the People,
let's do
a
it.
bold and hilarious new political comedy series. How did this come into play, and can you tell the people about the series?
Yes. Okay. So Terry Vaughn, who's an actress, she's the lead actress in She the People. She had a concept for a political comedy, but she's not a writer. I am. And so she brought it to me, and I'm a big political wonk, so I took a stab at it, and she liked it.
Mm,
And we went forward from there. She the People is a political comedy. It's about a Black female lieutenant governor, but also a single mother,
mm,
and she's trying to survive, thrive,
mm,
maybe outmaneuver the racist and sexist machine she's operating within. So,
mm,
I mean, like a lot of Black women every day.
yeah.
I mean, that's really what it is. Like, you're just trying to make it happen.
That sound deep. Did you have was it hard for you to write it? Was it, like to start writing on it, or did it come natural?
It came natural because not that I'm in politics, but a lot of the systemic issues that you have to deal with at work or just in like that resonated with me. I know what it's like. So I had a lot to say. And Tina Gordon, Terry Vaughn, Keisha Lance Bottoms came into this project as an executive producer. She helped us tremendously. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay. One thing that I found that was very interesting about the series is it's created by all woman writing team. All women. Can you tell me about that?
You know, I loved it. I love the energy. I love that, sometimes when there are men in the room, there's a form of like translating that ends
Yeah.
up happening. And what she's trying to say, is that what I was trying to say? Is it? Is it, Bob? I don't think so. But I think with women, and particularly these women, I feel like there was a shorthand because we understood each other. Not that we're all the same, but we were coming. It was just resonant. We really got each other. So I think that it made the entire process, it made it just deeper and funnier and more entertaining. There was a shorthand, and it really, really helped.
Yeah, cause look, I be
I
hearing
loved it.
they be saying when the women get in the room, they can't get along. They be trying to strike each other out.
Mm-mm,
But they feel like
mm-mm.
y'all did great.
We had a ball. We had a ball. It was just, and it was very supportive.
Uh,
Because I mean, not to say that all women are like besties with each other, because I've worked with some bitches, but like this particular group of women, they were really awesome.
uh,
And, I guess the pH balance was right. We all came together and,
yeah, I
it
got you. I
worked.
got you. So, when does the series drop, or is it out right now?
I technically can't tell you the date, but at some
Okay.
point in May, it's
All
going
right.
to happen.
All right, look, baby, keep y'all TVs on and just be looking at
Please,
Netflix.
please, please.
Okay,
Right?
let me ask you this. So, beyond your work in television, you have penned humorous essays for different platforms. How did you get into
Yeah.
that? Tell me about
Oh goodness. I don't know. I started applying to different, you see that you can apply for NPR or just different little things. I always have a take,
that.
and when I was in school, I was always in trouble for talking. And you can imagine that. Stayed in trouble. And so I've always had a lot to say. And so I feel like I want to share my thoughts. So I'm always trying to like reach out and share them. So that's where the essays come in. I have a take on everything. I mean, most of us do, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we all do.
Do you still do it?
No, but I would like to get back into that. But you know, honestly, to be honest, it's like the more I see, the more I'm like, should I write about that? You know, you're like, I want to, but should I say something about that?
I say you will make a lot of money. Talk about the Trump stuff. You know?
Oh God, the Trumps. It's wild. You know, the next 4 years of everybody pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. You'll all have a chance to prove, show and prove. This is what y'all wanted, right? I'm actually feeling energized by it. Okay, let's see who's who.
Let's get it.
You like that? Y'all really like that? Good. Let's see if y'all really like that. So
get back into it now. You see, you're funny already without even writing it down.
Thank you. No Just telling the truth. You know, that's always funny.
The truth shall set you free.
Right.
So absolutely. Look, let me ask you this. You know, you've been doing your thing for a long time. So on your journey, what would you say has been your greatest challenge?
Learning to not shrink myself, you know, because I think sometimes in the beginning, you're so happy to be somewhere, you don't want to rock the boat, you know, and then after a while, you're like, fuck it. Look, I said what I said. If you want it to be funny, go with my idea. If you don't, you know, I'm being silly, but no, really like finding comfort and, you know, just getting comfortable with who you are and how you rock and having your own voice because you have to share it. So that's what it is. That's what you're there for.
I love it. On the flip side of that, what would you say has been your greatest accomplishment?
Oh, goodness. Just, you know, making it to, I mean, there's so many accomplishments even before I created this show. I mean, making it in this business, because it's like getting jumped into a gang. Like, you don't know how long the beatdown's going to last. 6 days, 6 months, 6 years. So, you know, and Hollywood is the kind of place where it's not about breaking in. It's like staying in or breaking in again. And so just still being here because it's exhausting and unfair and all that shit that we know. I'm sorry, but just
I don't apologize. Say it.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah.
Now, for that, you know, I write a direct films too, so I know what you're saying, like the navigation through it and getting through all the bull crap. You know?
All of it and learning. Like, let me just be quiet. Let me just be quiet because this motherfucker.
That's the key.
Let me just, because I'm gonna blow up my spot. Let me just, you know. So that took a long time to learn how not to get in my own way. That's real though. You know, like so. I know better now, so I try to do better.
Okay. So speaking on that a little bit. What advice would you give to like anyone trying to come in this industry as a writer or whatever, trying to get in television or anything?
I would say and I mean, it's been all that lean in and, you know, no, create your own damn table, you know, and be loud, be whoever you are at your table and people who understand you and respect you and, you know, you vibe with. They'll gravitate towards you and they can also have a seat at your table. So stop trying to get invited to somebody else's table. That's what I think.
I like that. I like that. Great answer. Do you have any other projects coming up that you want to promote?
I do, but I'm not at the point yet where I want to share it, you know, but I think it's the same, you know, smart storytelling, smart, complex women, and a little bit of chaos. A little bit further along, just a little bit. But when I get further along, I'll be back to tell you all about that.
All right. So if the people want to know how to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you?
You know, come to my IG. It's a party. Let's hang out. Nia Palmer Trusty. Let's do it. Come on in.
She says it's a party. You got to bring your own BYOB.
Right. Do that, please. Be an adult, be responsible, bring your own stuff. Yeah.
So,
I'm on IG. Follow me.
so let me ask you this: do you feel She the People is going to be very big?
Of course. Of course I do. Like I do. I legitimately do. We didn't start this show trying to make fun of, you know, the current administration, but goodness. Goodness. That's all I got for you, Lacey.
They
You'll just
make
have
fun of they say.
we're gonna have some fun.
They make fun of themselves. So, but look, so
Mhm.
my last question that I love to ask all my guests: when it is
Okay.
all said and done, and you are long gone from this earth, what is it that you want the people to know about Naya Palmer?
She was a trip, but damn, she was fun. That's it.
That really is the drop the mic.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple, Lacey.
There really is a drop the mic, So look, I would
Right.
love, as the season progresses, I love to have you back on the platform and talk about
Great.
more everything you got going.
And I'd love to come back.
All right, I appreciate you. This was fun. I enjoyed myself. You kept me laughing, so I would definitely let you know when I write this article and drop this video.
Sounds good to me. I appreciate you. You have a great week.
You too.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.